Hello everyone, welcome to Nubo Creative Tutorials. Today we have a new motion graphics tutorial in our series, and I will show you how to create a liquid logo and title reveal in Adobe After Effects without using any third-party plugins. So create your composition and let's get started. So after create your composition, jump to Text Tool and let's type here liquid. You can type anything you want and center this text to our composition, and make sure the font is thick or bold, so it's going to help to build these effects. And let's pre-compose this, and let's rename this text logo, so it's going to be a placeholder. And then we're going to apply minimax effects and then change operation from maximum to minimum and channel to alpha and color. And then once we change the radius here, this text is going to shrink. So we're going to put here 9, and then we're going to add a Vegas effect. So basically this add here we are leaving this stroke to image contour. So it's basically add this contour here around this text. Let's change here the color, maybe this blue, and here we have the segments. Let's put that to 1, and as you see we got 1. Let's put this width so you can see it. So here basically we are getting these segments around this text, and here we have rotation if we want to animate that, and other option to make it look good. So what we want here is to animate this length. As you see, it start growing up, so around 1 second, going to put that to 1, and at 0 we're going to zero out the length, and then we're going to animate here the rotation as well. So zero out that EU to reveal these keyframes, and here we're going to go around 100 as well. So as it's growing, it rotates as well. But here we want this stroke to be completed. So here we have an opacity. We're going to put that to 1, and also maximize here the midpoints as well. So here we have this thing look like this. Here we have the hardness. So if we want to make that stroke sharp or soften that, so we're going to put that in the middle, something like this. And I'm going to go 3 on width for now. Let's preview this. Okay, that's what we want. Let's ease this, make it nice, ease in here. And then we want to leave only the stroke here. So there's a blend mode here. We're going to change the over to transparent. So we only have now this stroke, and we're going to put that to white. And then we're going to rename this to stroke, and Control D to duplicate this. And then we're going to rename this to fill. So it's going to be fill this time. And let's change color to this blue. And then here, we want this to be inside the stroke. So the first thing we need to do is make the width higher, crank up that a little bit, maybe around 12. And then on minimax, we're going to shrink that even more. So now we have that inside, so maybe around 20. So as you see here, let's preview this. That's look fine. And then we are going to change here these rotation and random phase, and we're going to change here the random seed, just so these start from a different position than the stroke here. Let's reveal these keyframes, copy these, and just paste it here to have an end animation and reverse that just right there. The same for the stroke, copy and paste it here. So we have end animation here. So now we're going to pre-compose this, and let's rename this to stroke and fill. And then we're going to add matte choker to this. And just by adding that, you would see the look change a little bit. So here we have few options to choose here. So for example, the choke here, we can choke those pixels to make it really look like a liquid thing. So here we're going to put maybe this softness around 10 and level softness to 5. And here we have this choke that we're going to control here. And of course we can go back to this stroke and make the width to 5. So get back here. And then we're going to animate this basically. Let's animate this. Hit U to reveal these keyframes. So maybe around 1 second, we're going to put that. And here, we're going to put everything to 10. Maybe this as well. Let's see how this is going to look. Maybe we're going to basically reverse this. Let's see first how this choke look here. So maybe something like that. Okay. And then we're going to add box blur here and then put it behind here, these effects. And then once we crank up a little bit of that blur radius, we see nice mixing or blending between these two colors. There's a nice blending here. So let's preview this. So as you see, it looks pretty cool. So now I'm going just to copy these and do the same thing here. Reverse these keyframes as well at the end of the animation, just around there. And then we're going to duplicate these, Control D, and let's rename this to fill, and then reveal these comp in our projects file, projects panel. And then we're going to Control D, and then we're going to hold Alt and replace it right here. So just we have super comp. So now we can change here the look for this. So for example, we don't need this stroke here. And here we're going to change here these to just 3 and choose a different color. Changing the seats and rotation. Maybe 3 right there. And we don't need it to be really the same as the other one. And then we're going to duplicate these two, and here we want to crank up the width value here until it fills these text. So we will change this blend mode to stencil here. Let's solo this, and as you see, we don't need this minimax now. And now the stencil, the more we crank up the width, it's going basically to give us this basic shape here. Let's put the opacity to the maximum, and really we don't need that to be at 100, so maybe just around there. And we're going to add keyframes for the width as well. Zero out that at the beginning, and then it start going to start animating as well until it fill that. So maybe this is going to put it after a little bit, just So now these together, and then I'm going to add here a fill. So we have that color here, and then I'm going to a little bit shift this fill few frames. So we're going to have something like this, and then I'm going to back to our comp here, and there's already here the effects matte choker applied to this fill. So let's preview how this looks like. As you see, it looks really cool, and it's added now layer to this liquid animation. So here I'm going to make sure that we copy and paste these as well at the end. So right here, reverse the keyframes. So let's preview everything right here, see how it looks. So as you see, it looks very cool. So now we're going to add strokes here around this text. So Control D to duplicate this, and I'm going to rename this to strokes and reveal these as well. On the projects, Control D to duplicate it and hold Alt to replace it here. And here we don't need this fill, so we need only this stroke here. So here I'm going to put these two, maybe two, and first let's actually reset this. We don't need that. Put that to 1, make it white and transparent there. And here we're going to need just really small length here, just something like this. So we're going to quick keyframe here, maybe after a few seconds we're going to put that to 0, and also the width, put that to 0, and here going to give it 3, and just copy these keyframes and paste them before. So basically they grow and then back to 0, and also going to use the rotation here. So we want that to rotate basically here. So instead of making keyframes, we're just going to hold Alt and add expression times 50 here. So basically they are moving, and we're going to check these random phase, and here we have different seed. So let's preview this. Let's ease these keyframes. Okay, so now we're going to just duplicate this, Control D, and just add variation here. So maybe this one is going to be 5, different seats, and different length as well. Okay, that's look really nice, but these ones we need to put them after, like put them right here. You can't see them here because we have this minimax applied at minimum. So we're going to change that to maximum, maybe 12. So copy that and paste them on the other ones. So I think now we can see them. Let's see here where the, we don't need these. We need to just delete them. We don't need them. So now we have those strokes right there. And we can go back to strokes and change the length so it's matched the look we're looking for. And then we're going to duplicate these strokes layers and change the color. And so just change the values of the length and width and also rotation to create a random look for those strokes. Also, we can stagger the layers randomly so we give it a nice random looking. Also, we're going to copy all those keyframes and then reverse them at the end of the comp so it's completed the animation. So let's preview and see how this looks like. So as you see, everything looks nice, and now we can actually change the text to anything else we want, and it's going to look pretty cool. But what if we want to add here, basically want to add logos? So let's here paste these right here. So here we want these to get the same animation here. Let's preview this. So as you see here, everything looks fine except this fill doesn't complete here. And that because even if we go here to this fill and try to maximize the width here, it's not going to work for some logos maybe because they are bigger. So we need to fix that. So to fix this, it's going to be easy actually. So we're going to duplicate this fill, Control D, and let's solo it here. And we don't need this, basically, we don't need that. So we just need minimax here. And what's happening here, basically nothing. So we're going to try to animate these, and you would see that what's happening here. So we're going to animate the radius of this. So right here at 0, and then few seconds. Put it just until it disappears. And so we have this, and then we're going to add a new solid, and then this solid here, let's see what's going on. So this solid going to use it as alpha inverted. So now what's happened is going to look like this. So we're going to pre-compose this and name this as a mask fill. And then we are going to duplicate this again, and we are going to remove all this so we just have basically these logos, nothing happened to it, and we're going to use that as alpha this time. So that's what's happening here. And here we're going to add a fill, so we're going to choose this color, and so it's animating this for us. And then on mask composition, we are going to copy these keyframes and paste them at the end so we create the reverse animation for this mask. So let's preview and see how this looks like. So as you see, we got this fixed, but here we have these hard edges here. We can fix it as well. So then we're going to a mask fill, and here we're going to apply matte choker for this. And just a few adjustments on matte choker is going to help to fix this problem. Also, we can add blur effects to soften the edges. So let's preview and see how this looks like. So this was the tutorial today. Hope it was very useful for you guys. And if you have any questions, just comment and I will do my best to be responsive. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials coming soon. And thank you for watching.